Hi guys, it's Sandy. So I want to come on here and talk to you about slow burning carbs and fast burning carbs, because did you know that the very first food that you eat for the day is going to determine whether you go into fat storage mode or fat burning mode, and it'll determine that for like the next 4 to 6 hours after you ate. It'll determine what that metabolism is going to do and what those hormones are doing. Well, I want to be in fat burning mode. So how do I do this? Well, when I had read all about this, I was like, that makes sense. I really want to share this on my YouTube channel. So everybody knows what a typical breakfast would look like. So this is with or without intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting. I do a 16-8, so I fast for 16 hours. So I eat my first meal a little later in the morning, maybe 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., depending on my day. So I don't eat it very first thing when I get up, but this is for anybody, whatever time of the day that you're eating, this is your first meal of the day. And if you are eating fast burning carbs, it's gonna spike your blood sugar, it's gonna crash your energy, and you're gonna go into fat storage mode. So let's not do that. So let's talk about what they are. So first of all, protein. I've talked about protein before. I was under eating protein and I did not realize it. Protein helps keep you full. It just keeps you satisfied, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar. So it's really important to have protein with that very first meal of the day. Actually, every meal, it's important to get some in, but you wanna make sure that you're getting a good amount in your first meal of the day. It'll keep you feeling full a lot longer. But the big thing that goes along with the protein is the slow burning carbs and the fast burning carbs. So those slow burning carbs, we all know what breakfast food looks like. It's the bowl of cereal. It is your oatmeal. It's your pancakes and with your maple syrup and waffles and donuts and bagels with jelly, even a loaded fruit smoothie. Those are fast burning carbs. Over here, we've got slow burning carbs. And then we're gonna talk about how we would pair those with protein to be able to have a really good meal that keeps you feeling full for longer. So anyway, those slow burning carbs, it would be any of your vegetables. So you're thinking vegetables, well, what about in the morning when you make an omelet and you put some tomatoes and spinach and mushrooms in it, along with some ham and cheese. So you got your protein in there also. Have a chia seed pudding. That's a great source of protein and fiber and a slow burning carb. Any kind of berries. So fruits are great in general. Some fruits do have a higher amount of sugar in them. So we know that bananas and mangoes have a higher amount of sugar, so they need to be paired with some good protein. But you've got all your berries and other fruits. But your berries will be your strawberries, your raspberries, your blueberries, your blackberries. So fruit is great as long as you're pairing it with a protein. So you want slow burn carbs. Any vegetables are always going to be great. So they did a study. I read this study a while ago and I actually looked for it, and I don't know where it is because, I mean, it's been quite a while since I read it, but it made sense to me. They did this study on, it was actually teenagers in school still, and they fed half of the kids a typical breakfast of cereal and milk and a bagel, and then, so the fast burning carbs, your typical breakfast foods, and then they did a group of kids where they did more protein and slow burning carbs. So your eggs and bacon and fruit with some peanut butter, that kind of thing. So what they found out was this group over here with these fast burning carbs, the kids were less attentive in class. It was harder for them to focus. They were hungrier. They couldn't wait to get to lunchtime because they were hungry. And it was overall just the fast burning carbs compared to the kids that ate slow burning carbs and protein. This group over here did better. They were more focused. They were more attentive. They were not hungry. They felt full and satisfied. So it just went to show that these groups of kids, what they ate in the morning really did matter. Now, whether you're doing intermittent fasting or not, I am. So I eat later in the morning. But what I'm talking about is just your first meal, no matter what time of the day that is. So I do 16-8, where I fast for 16 hours and I eat in an 8-hour window. So I'm not eating until like 10 or 11 a.m. typically. But even if this is your 7 a.m. meal, because you're getting out the door, it's really important what you're eating that first meal, because we want to be in fat burning mode. We do not want to put ourselves in fat storage mode. These fast burning carbs over here, they're going to spike your blood sugar. They're going to collapse your energy levels. You are going to be hungrier and feeling less satisfied, and you are going to store fat. So how do you take your favorite breakfast? You know, if you love these sweet breakfast foods, how do you take that and make it better? So take your oatmeal, for example. I'm not saying oats are bad at all. I'm not saying fruit smoothies are bad or anything. I'm just saying that if that's what you're having, it's basically a naked carb, and you've got to put protein with it. So this is my bowl. So if you have your oatmeal over here, what can you add to it that is a slow burning carb and a protein? Well, how about you add some nuts to it, or peanut butter to it, or throw in some chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds into it, put some cinnamon in it. Like, make it and in fruit. What about strawberries or apples? Do you love that? Think of what you can add to this to make it slower burning, so it's not this fast burning carb that's going to spike your blood sugar. Make it a slow burning carb, but it's going to make you feel full and satisfied for a long time because you put in protein and some slow burning carbs into it. I used to eat oats a lot, and I'm telling you, about 2 hours after I would eat oats, I would be so hungry, absolutely, like, just ravenously hungry. And it's because it was spiking my blood sugar and then crashing my energy, and I didn't realize that that's what it was doing. So let's say that you really want a bagel or an English muffin. All you need to do is have your English muffin, but then add a couple eggs to it. Fry some eggs, boil some eggs, add eggs to it so that you have a more complete meal. If you want a piece of toast, have a piece of toast, but instead of just jelly, add some peanut butter to it or almond butter to it so you have some protein. And then if you still want some jelly on it also, have it. But just make sure you have plenty of protein and a good fat with it. That way you're not gonna spike your blood sugar. So the beauty of slow burning carbs, by putting vegetables and fruits that don't spike your blood sugar and proteins and that into your breakfast, they break down really slowly in a controlled manner, so you're not gonna have blood sugar spikes. So make sure that you are picking foods in the morning, that first meal, whatever it is, it might be afternoon time, make sure you're picking foods that are slow burning carbs and protein instead of just naked fast burning carbs. And let me talk about fruit smoothies real quick. If you're having a fruit smoothie, you are going to have a really big spike if you do not throw in some protein powder or some slow burning carbs, like throw in some spinach along with it, throw in any kind of seeds into it, nuts and seeds. It'll help give healthy fats and it'll slow it down. Slow burning carbs, you want these because they will break down in a nice controlled manner and they will not have a blood sugar spike. So that first meal, it's super important because with that first meal, you are going to either store fat or burn fat. So make sure that you're picking so that you pick foods that will burn fat, increase your energy level, make you feel good, and help you lose weight. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for now. Until next time, I'm out.